All right, so the big thing when working with gesture is you're trying to create sort of a visual skeleton out of your subject matter. And I think some of the demos in class they show maybe a little more detail than I would like you to be going for. What we're looking for mostly is design and movement, and it actually connects very closely with the blind drawings that we've been doing, where it's about how your eye, my eye goes up, my eye goes down, my eye goes to the right, my eye goes to the left, right? Like we want our pencil to be moving quickly, and we want it to be moving um, with our eye. So anyway, first thing that I feel like probably the best way to approach this is just start off and get yourself a little bit of a frame. And the reason you do this is that it's about design building, right? So composition's important. And I don't know, I've just got this little tree in front of me here, so I don't know, I'm kind of figuring out right now. I'm just sort of not even drawing, but just tracing out where things are at, trying to find the basic gesture of it. And looking at it like this, I see that it comes down, right? Got some roots there. Roots come back, sitting in this pot that it's in, right? Okay, so that's coming down like that, sitting on the edge of the bench, like so. And we've got some mass up here, right? We've got some mass coming around the top here. And you see, I'm not defining leaves or needles or anything like that. And then I see it went off the edge of the page here, and it's dropping down here. So what we've got here is sort of just the general movement of the tree, and you can see, if I come in with, like, let's say red, red's that's an aggressive color. Let's try magenta, because that's just an awful color, but that'll work. We've got basically there's a lot of weight up here. There's some weight down here. So there's this weight here, the weight of the branches and needles here, and then there's this sort of elegant or twisted, or however you want to view that sort of connection between the two, and then you've got that table line there. And so this tells us a lot about the composition. It tells us how it fits in the frame. It tells us where the weight is, and it tells us how our eyes are going to be moving through the design. So, as you're working on these, I think that's a really important way to do it. You can use some value if you need to, but for the most part, you're drawing weight and you're drawing movement. So, um, I wouldn't go any more detail than that. So, oops, for the second one, we can do the same sort of thing. And actually, what I'm going to do? I hate Photoshop the way that it does that. I'm going to do that. And there we go. Okay, so now I want it a little, the proportions on that feel a little better. So, I don't know. Let's see, what am I going to look at now? I've got this whole slew of like art supplies in front of me. Okay, so like I've got this jar up here, and it comes down. Uh, Label on the side of the jar, and I see pencils coming up there, and my not so hidden house key that I've got there just in case I lock myself out. Okay, I've got some stuff hanging on the wall there. There's actually a paintbrush up on the wall here. All right, then down here, I've got a top of a spray can of fixative or something. Then over here, I've got my rack of markers. Okay, bottom jar here, it's sitting here, and then I've got there. Okay, so that tells us where everything is at. It tells us how the movement is going. It gives me a very quick composition. It was just a couple seconds, 20 seconds of drawing or whatever. And we can see how our eye follows through here. There's this mass here. There's a lot of vertical division. There's this sort of cluster in here, this openness right here. There's some kind of an object that helps bridge that negative space, edge of the page, down into here. So, that's it. That's as quick as they need to be, but that's why we also require that you like 15 of them and then sort of show off your best couple. So, anyway, if you have questions, let me know, but I think this should get you started, and it should be fun. It should be very quick, and you shouldn't be thinking too much. You should be responding and reacting to what your eye sees and kind of letting your hand move with it. Again, very connected to the blind contour drawings that we just did.